All right, well, welcome here. We are here today with a special patient. His name is Jan Simons, and we have a busy program because this man is one of my best patients in the sense of people who have the most injuries of them all. And it's also because of your job and of your very busy past maybe. We have a busy schedule today. We will be treating the Achilles tendon. We will be treating an old injury in the low back that you had since your teenage years, I think.
Yep.
The knee we will treat, and the shoulder we will treat with our new high-dose PRP, Platelet-Rich Plasma. And today we will take you through the process, how we take the blood and how we extract all these blood platelets, so all the reparation cells. We will do that. Maybe we will start with the patient. Jan, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Well, I'm a professional international trainer in horses, and since my youth I've been training horses, riding horses, and I have, of course, some major injuries. And thanks, some years ago I was almost addicted to painkillers, and I was telling to myself, this is not my future anymore. I have to look further back to some new solutions. So I found my good friend Dr. Bjorn, and he's treating me since now I think about 5 years, something like that.
Something like this, yeah.
So imagine that I first couldn't even touch my shoes anymore. I tie my shoes, my laces and stuff. So it was that far. So we treated my back, my tendons here, my knees, everything we did. So
yeah.
And so far so good. Thanks to him I have a second life. So that's a little bit my introduction. Thank you.
And so that's why I bring this man in this video, because he's the living proof that regenerative medicine, so prolotherapy we did some hyaluronic acid injection in the past, and also now today the PRP, the high dose PRP. He's living proof that it works. It doesn't work for everybody. We try to pick the best patients and advise you honestly, obviously, but there's no denying anymore.
No.
So I think we better get started then.
I'm the living proof.
Super, yeah. All right. So step one today, because we are treating a lot of areas, we will be taking 180 milliliters of blood, which is quite much, because we need a lot of blood to obviously harvest this. It's not only the blood platelets, there's also some other plasma proteins and some other cells that we need for a good healing process. There we go, small pinch, there we go, super, perfect. And that's why we draw blood with a little bit of thicker needle than usually, maybe, just to not damage the blood platelets so much. Okay. And then we just basically draw the blood already. Is this okay for you, Jan?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, super. There's some anticoagulant ACDA solution in the syringe already. We pre-filled it so it doesn't coagulate in the syringe. We would not want that, obviously, because we need it not coagulated, because we want the coagulation process, we want it to start in the body and not in the syringe. So in this step you will see me dividing up the blood that we drew into our 60 milliliter syringes from the patient into these separate cups of equal weight, because we want them equally distributed in the centrifuge, so to have a very good result of the first spin. Here you can see me loading in the cups of whole blood into the centrifuge for our first spin. It will be spun twice in total. The second spin will be in a different machine. But now, let's start with number one. Alright, so this is the end of the first spin. What the goal of the first spin is to filter out, or to separate, better to say, the plasma, where also the blood platelets are, and the red blood cells. So the biggest body of the red blood cells after this step we don't need anymore. I'll show you the parts that we need. Basically the whole plasma and a little tiny top layer of the red part, because that is where also the bigger and younger blood platelets are. So platelets, when they are born, this is the end of the first step, so when platelets are born in the bone marrow, they're nice, big and juicy, so they're quite heavy also, and as they age they become smaller, thus also lighter. So in this process the smaller and older platelets will come to the top, while the younger, fatter platelets will stay a little bit lower. So we do want to make sure that we also include this layer. This is very controversial also, even maybe at this point in some parts of the PRP world, because it is leukocyte-rich PRP, but and some doctors or some people are saying it's not as good as leukocyte-poor. But if you understand biology, and I haven't just invented this concept. I mean, I'm just learning from other doctors as well and researchers. But it's very important that we also include this layer. So if you would come a little bit closer, you can see that we have the red blood cells that we don't need, tiny layer that we do need, and the plasma. So the first step is to get this plasma and the tiny top layer out of it, and then we can start step 2. So in this short fragment you can see me separating out the plasma of the blood. So we have the red blood cells in the bottom, which we don't need obviously, and the plasma that we want, and we want the platelet-rich part. So you can see me filtering out now only the plasma which still has the platelets in it. Alright, so this is the end of the first step. We've centrifuged it once. We've taken away the plasma and a bit of the red blood cells, so this is the product that we come 25 milliliters per cup, and then I also made a counterweight obviously, because in the centrifuge things has to be balanced, and we're with an uneven number, so we will need 3 counterbalances as well. Alright, so let's go. Slightly a bit more, so let's see how these go in, and then we also need counterweight. Obviously it's in the other one. The red blood cells that we do not need anymore, only as a counterbalance, and then we will start the next centrifugation. Great! Alright, so at the end of the second spin we will see what we can find, and this is counterbalance, this is another counterbalance, and I think this is one of our end products. So then we can see we still have the 25 milliliters obviously, with a lot of plasma that is platelet poor, and here in the bottom we see a dark layer which is the red blood cells that we wanted, and we also kind of see a bit of a white layer there, and those are the blood platelets, and that's what we want to extract. So in this step, the next step, we will basically throw away another 20 milliliters and end up with a final solution of our very high dose PRP in 5 milliliters of plasma, roughly. So in this step we will throw away, we have our tube, our trash can tube. We will remove this cork, and with a blunt needle we will take out a lot of the plasma which we do not need anymore. This PPP is called, can also be used. It's definitely not useless, but it's just not relevant for us today. So we will throw it away, sadly, because sometimes we can use it. Only we basically take out all the plasma we do not need. We want roughly about 5 to 7.5 milliliters left. So the next step, what we will do is, of course, we have our platelets in the bottom there, if the camera can see it, and our red blood cells. So we want to draw up some plasma, like now, and resuspend the pellet of cells and growth factors in the bottom. So it has a nice reddish color. Et voila, the cup is empty. Thank you. So with that, thank you so much for watching until the end of the video. As you can notice, I'm doing a voiceover because the original audio was not recording. We had a wonderful little chat here, Jan and me, but unfortunately we'll have to repeat it some other time. If you're interested in this treatment or in other treatments that we offer in our practice, please visit the website down below, or you can always contact us with our contact email also posted down below in the description. Thank you so much. And one last warning, do not try this at home. This is not an educational video. It looks a lot easier than it really is. So please leave it to the professionals. And again, thank you so much. Goodbye.